Hi friends, Jennifer here with Jen Open Hearts, and I'm so excited to be connecting with you today via YouTube and Substack and Instagram. I have another topic that is related to the 75 soft that I shared about last week, and it just feels really important to me, and so that's why I feel called to share. I'm somebody who's been on a more holistic path for the past 5 or 6 years, I would say. I've always been curious, but didn't always have the willpower, the drive, the motivation, and all the things to really stick to what that meant. Right? There's a lot of distractions in the outside world, and sometimes we forget what's really good for us. At least speaking from the I forget what's really good for me. So, with that being said, I just want to talk about this concept for about 10 minutes. A nice little conversation in your ear and hopefully straight through to your heart. But talking and having a conversation around this phrase that struck me as really impactful and important. And it's not something that we hear a lot. And that phrase is, instead of hot girl summer, nourished girl summer. And I love this. I saw it on an Anima Mundi post, and to me it just resonated. I feel like the word nourishment is coming up a lot in my realm, in my reality, and it just feels really important to me to connect with that ethos and that mission, because to be nourished is so much more than to be hot, right? Like, being hot is nice, and for some folks it comes easier than others, and that's all conventionally a story that's told, and beauty is also something that we try to put into a box, but beauty is also infinite. So I'm not dissing on hot girl summer, but what I want to focus on is this notion of, like, if we're thinking about hot girl summer, right? Hot girl is the facade of a being, and if we go deeper, that's the nourishment. So one can be both. I don't want to be exclusionary to either, but this concept of nourished, to me, when I think about nourished, I think about very deeply rooted, from the deep core to the inside out, right? They say, healthy skin starts in the kitchen, losing weight starts in the kitchen, all these different things start in the kitchen, and that's one aspect of it. But to be nourished, to be wholly nourished, in a way that feels in alignment to each person while maintaining some core foundational truths, I think that's really exciting and it's empowering. And yes, it does take discipline, and I think that's possible for everyone. I think there's many ancient cultures who have had very little, who have sustained themselves on very nourishing traditions, right? There's even a super famous book called Nourishing Traditions that came out, and so it's just something that I'm trying to get better at in my life, and I know that it's brought me so much comfort and simplicity and trust in the way things can be. And so again, just coming back to this concept of, like, nourished girl summer, right? We're past the halfway mark of the year, so we're kind of petering out away from summer and heading into fall. And it's just a reminder that we have less than 6 months left of this year. And so 2025 will soon become 2026. And I just think for those of us who are not time sensitive, like myself, I struggle with calibrating time and looking at the big picture, for better or worse. I blame my human design, open spleen and open root, but we all have our excuses. I'm no different. And so I feel like having that in mind, just knowing, like, oh wow, we're past the halfway mark. What have I been doing for myself? How have I been taking care of my body? Have I been listening to my body? Have I been doing the things that I actually want to do, right? We have 24 hours in a day. So if you imagine that as like a circle, we have 24 hours, and about 7 to 8 of those are for sleep. And so that leaves us with time for work, time for food, and not a ton of time. I know all of us have different lifestyles and different ways of living, but it just makes me think, like, what are we doing with our time? And is that contributing, or is that extracting from our deep nourishment? And so this isn't a path for everybody, but it's a path for people who want to listen to their bodies just a little bit deeper and to start at the core, the inside, the soul, the spirit, the heart, right? Because when we start there, we're listening, we're tuning in. And then from that place, we can connect with the body and say, wow, am I taking care of these foundational needs? Am I walking daily at least 8,000 steps when and if I'm able? Am I starting my day, if I'm a female, with protein, right? There's little things that we can do to nourish ourselves? Am I rushing to get that espresso? Been there. When I'm like, oh wow, I just slept, and actually when you wake up, you're really dehydrated, right? You're like, the first thing you want, at least I want over time, has been water, and a lot of water. And so there's just different like tips and techniques and tools that we can use that are foundational wisdom, that are intuitive wisdom. They're things that our bodies crave. So for example, like a nourished girl summer, nourished girl vibe wouldn't just wake up and chug the coffee, right? It sounds good sometimes, but it'd be more about like, wow, like how am I feeling right now and in this moment? Like, what is my first thing that I want to go to, right? Do I need to go to my phone? Do I need to go to the bathroom? Do I want to walk outside? Like, what is this version of you that is the nourished human? I think nourished girl's catchy, but what does this nourished human need when they wake up? If they slept, they're horizontal, they lost so much water while they're sleeping. Just through the process of breathing, right, we lose water. And so it might be, oh wow, I need to hydrate. What does hydration look like? How can I optimize my hydration? How can it be simple, right? There's so many biohacker gadgets and gazmos. Gadgets, yeah. And so I think like if we go back to the wisdom of the body and what does it need, it can be really simple. It can be a nice big cup. I like to use a mason jar. I'll fill it up the night before so it gets to room temperature, and then I'll put sea salt, I'll put lemon juice, and that's my big nourishing drink for the morning. And my body is so grateful. Like I'll even put some lemon juice in there just from like the lemon juice squeeze bottle from the refrigerator. But my body's really grateful, and because I'm taking care of it, then oh wow, I'm noticing how I'm feeling, I'm moving my body, and then I'm able to go to the bathroom, right? Like in the past, I would be like, oh, can't go to the bathroom yet. Better drink some coffee, and then I can go poop, all this stuff. So I just think it's really interesting when we start to pay attention, when we start to listen to the deep innate wisdom of the body, and we come home into those foundational truths and we listen. I feel like we do a lot of impulsive things. We're in a very impulsive time. We're in a very impulsive culture, especially those of us in the States. And I'm sure many other parts of the world, but it's like, how can we slow it down? How can we actually listen and assess and consider other options for the time that we have, right? Like if we broke down that 24 hours and we said, okay, I sleep 8 hours, hopefully, for myself anyway. And then there's working, there's making food, there's maybe a commute to work. It's like your time is so precious. Our time is so precious. My time is so precious. And so I think it's just really empowering when we look at the pragmatic qualities of the time that we have, right? We want to take the best care of ourselves. We want to take care of this vessel, because this vessel is what's housing our soul, our spirit, our personality. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing that we can forget. I forget all the time. I'll be on my phone. Okay, oh, what's this person up to? Oh, okay. Oh. And then it's like 15 minutes have gone by and I was like, oh, wait, what about my dreams in my life? And I think that's problematic. And I think it's being considered normal. But it doesn't need to be. And it takes awareness. It takes discernment. It takes dedication to your path and to moving forward. And we're all capable of it. All of us, each and every single one of us. It just takes, to me, it takes discipline. And that's something I'm not an expert at. I'm learning as well. And so I'm just really excited for the 75 extra soft experience. I was calling it challenge, but maybe it's more of an experience. And so this will be starting on the 24th, and more or less it's an activation. It's an initiation. I am a 5-1 ego manifester. I'm a little bit obsessed with human design. And so I like to infuse a little bit of that in there, but I'm here to impact and initiate. And it feels exciting to me to create safe spaces, to create gentle containers, to create heart-led containers that ask us and allow us to soften, because I feel like there's a lot of hard edges and we can be very hard-edged, and hard-edged, yes, can be a symbol of strength and stability, right? We have like the beautiful mountains and the cliffs and even the thorns on the rose. It's like the hardness is always there. It's a constant, but can we introduce the softness? That's something I like to think about a lot. It's like, yeah, that's already there. There's challenges, there's difficulties, there's all these things, but like, oh wow, I'm in charge of like introducing that soft aspect, that soft element that's not only going to benefit me and my physical body, but also my soul, my spirit, my core, this being that I am. And also it's going to ripple out to other people and to other experiences that you have. So I just feel really excited about these conversations. These are the things that I'm ruminating around in a good way, and just feel like it's my mission here to assist, help, lift, and inspire other people. And I so hope that you will consider joining me for my 75 Extra Soft experience starting next Thursday. I believe it's at 9 a.m. and it's just a 1 hour activation, not just because time, it doesn't need to be a lot of digital time. And that's what I'm really excited about, is that it's not be on your Instagram every day, bada bing, bada boom, check it, post it, all the things. I feel like we need more time in real life situations. And so this challenge, this experience is 1 hour activation and then a private WhatsApp group where we can connect, where we can share voice chats, where we can share progress pictures, photos, all the things, but it's meant to be a foundational experience and a personalized experience. So if you're like, oh, I have not been keeping track of my health or my well-being for years, for months, for weeks, whatever it may be, this is a kickstart. This is a chance for you to get back on top of it, to own your wild horse that you are, this wild body that we have, and to bring in that beautiful structure so that way you can flow just a little bit more easily. And I'm a living experience of this, and so are you. And when we work together, things seem to go a little bit smoother. So I hope you'll join me and start honoring this nourished girl, mama, woman, summer. And I can't wait to connect with you. Bye.